Whether you're celebrating Gudi Padwa, Ugadi, Cheti Chand, or Bestu Varas, the spirit of the new year is the same. It's a global celebration of Sanatan Dharma, a time to hit reset, embrace growth, and welcome a new season of prosperity. No matter where you are in the world, today is about new beginnings. But why exactly? Because it is the beginning of a new year according to our Hindu calendar, also known as Pancham. Yes, it's different from the new year that we celebrate on 1st of January because unlike the solar calendar that we use for work, this is a lunar system. While there's a lot of discussion about where the solar calendar originated and why we started following it, let me tell you that a Hindu calendar or Panchang has been the heartbeat of India's spiritual life and is being used as a dating system from about 1000 BCE, that is around 3000 years ago. So, on this occasion, where people in India and world are celebrating Hindu New Year in their own traditions and styles, let us try and understand what lunar calendar exactly is, how it works, and what makes it so unique. Panchang or Panchangam means the five limbs that are a lunar day known as Tithi, half day known as Karana, constellation known as Nakshatra, angles of sun and moon known as Yoga or Yog, and solar weekday known as Vara. These are also some of the terms we commonly hear in Indian astronomy and astrology. People use these not just as a way to tell time, it's a map of Jyotisha, connecting our festivals, our rituals, and our lives to the very rhythm of the universe. So, how did it all begin? Thousands of years ago, while most of the world was still figuring out how to track time, ancient Indians had already built one of the most advanced calendar systems ever created, making Hindu calendar as one of the oldest calendar systems in the world. It all started in the Vedic era. Indian scholars looked at the sky and noticed patterns the movement of the sun, the phases of the moon, and the positions of the stars. Using just their observations, they created a calendar that tracked all of it together. They divided the year into 12 months, each based on the moon's phases. And when the moon cycle didn't perfectly match the solar year, they didn't just ignore it. They cleverly added extra days or months to keep everything balanced. Pretty smart, right? But it didn't stop there. Indian astronomers identified 27 star constellations called nakshatras, each one marking the moon's position in the sky on a given day. This was essentially an ancient star map, incredibly precise for its time. They also invented a unique unit of time called a tithi, a lunar day. Unlike our regular 24-hour day, a tithi could last between 21 to 26 hours, calculated purely based on the moon's movement. This level of detail is truly remarkable. The year was also split into 6 seasons, perfectly matching India's natural climate cycles, something most other calendars never even attempted. Later, when Indians came into contact with Greek and Mesopotamian cultures, they adopted the 7-day week and 12 zodiac signs. But instead of just copying them, they blended them into their own system, making it even richer. The Hindu calendar isn't just a way to track dates, it's a masterpiece of ancient science, astronomy, and mathematics, built by brilliant minds who understood the cosmos in ways that still amazes us today. Last but not the least, let me also explain to you how Panchang is used in day to day life to find out good muhurtas or decide when to celebrate any festival. Let's look at Diwali for example. While it moves around on our regular calendar, sometimes in October, sometimes in November, it follows a strict cosmic recipe. A Panchang looks at following details. The month. It must happen in the Hindu month of Kartika. The moon phase. It must fall on Amavasya, which is the new moon, the darkest night of the month. Hence, the ritual. Because the calendar says this is the darkest night of the month, the social significance is to light lamps, diyas, to celebrate light winning over darkness. Also, look at Indian weddings. If a couple wants to get married, they don't just pick a random Saturday. They look at the nakshatras. If the moon is passing through a lucky constellation that represents partnership, that becomes the wedding date. Amazing, right? It makes you realize that in this system, time isn't just a number, it's an energy. Let me know in comments if you have ever checked your nakshatra before a big life event. With that, I wish you a very happy new year. May your year ahead be filled with auspicious tithis and nothing but positive yogas. And if you like this video, do check out our other videos as well. And please subscribe.